So you're a new Town Hall 11 or maybe a max Town Hall 10 and you're wondering what you should upgrade first on your Town Hall 11 base. Well, this is the 2018 Town Hall 11 Upgrade Guide. Hey family, what's going on? And welcome to the 2018 Town Hall 11 Upgrade Guide. And today we're going to be discussing what you should upgrade absolutely first. Now, since the Town Hall 12 update that came out a couple of months ago, Town Hall 11 changed completely. I mean, a lot of stuff was added. A lot of the time of the update of the upgrades have changed and have been decreased. So a lot has changed. So this guide is absolutely necessary, not just for my Town Hall 10 that will be going to Town Hall 11 hopefully within this year sometime, but for everybody else out there that may have a Town Hall 11 and they're wondering what they should upgrade first. So without any more delay, let's just go ahead and get into the guide. Alright guys, so first and foremost, as a new Town Hall 11, you actually do get some new buildings, and those new buildings need to be your number one priority, aside from other stuff, and we'll discuss those later. But right now, these are the new buildings that you get. You get the Grand Warden Altar. I recommend you get that day one because it is an instant build. The Grand Warden level 1 is an absolute beast. He really improves your attacks, and you're going to want to continue to pour Elixir into the Warden as often as you possibly can. Also guys, you get a new cannon, a new archer tower, a new wizard tower, and a new X-bow. All of them will be level 1. It is highly recommended that as soon as you can, upgrade those defenses to Town Hall 10 max level. Basically, make them match the rest of your Town Hall 10. And by the way, I know I didn't say this earlier, but for this guide to make sense to you, you must have first maxed out Town Hall 10. So if you did not max your Town Hall 10, that includes your heroes both to level 40. That means your laboratory is maxed out. You've got all of your buildings and your walls maxed out as well on your 10 before you go to 11, because otherwise you're going to have other upgrades, extra upgrades that are not covered on this guide, because this guide hinges on the fact that you actually maxed out your Town Hall 10 completely. So if you have not maxed, save this video, go back, max your 10, and then come back and get ready for Town Hall 11. Okay, so we've got the new defenses up to Town Hall 10 max. Also, get your Eagle Artillery. I know that the Town Hall 10.5 is a really popular thing, but believe me when I say, and I've done the math, I'll explain it to you, I'll show you guys in a moment, but the Eagle Artillery, level 1, don't go to level 2 just yet, okay? Just get your level 1 Eagle Artillery, put it in the middle of your base, you're going to love it. All right, it is a super beast, and based on the statistics, based on what I have, the knowledge and the understanding that I have using math, it is by far the most beneficial building that you can put down onto your base as a Town Hall 11. So be sure and get that level 1 Eagle Artillery as early as you possibly can. Believe me, it's worth it. I'll show you here in a moment. Also, you get 25 new walls, and that's pretty dang awesome as well. And that was weird that it moved that wall. Anyway, so yeah, you get 25 new walls. Get those walls as soon as you can because, well, let's just face it, the more walls you have, the better. Makes your designs more complicated, makes it harder for your opponents to beat you whenever they attack you, whether in war, trophy pushing, or farming. It's a good thing to have all the walls. So yeah, that is all the new buildings. You actually don't get that many new buildings as a Town Hall 11. You get 6, and believe me, those 6 are going to keep you busy for a while. Also, you get a lot more upgrades on pretty much everything. There's a few things that don't get upgrades, but pretty much everything gets a new upgrade from max 10 to 11. So let's go straight into talking about the number one offensive buildings and priority, the Elixir Upgrades. So here we have the Elixir upgrades that you have available on your base as a new Town Hall 11. Now, there aren't that many, but because they're very expensive and they take a long time to upgrade, you're going to want to focus on these as often and as much as you possibly can. Number one priority anytime you start a new Town Hall is a laboratory. That, I think by now goes without saying, but in case you don't know, the laboratory gives you new troop levels, and that is absolutely priceless in giving you a better chance of being a better attacker. So upgrade your laboratory day one. It is definitely a number one priority. Next we have, and again, these are all Elixir based upgrades. Next we have the army camps, and at Town Hall 11, you get a new army camp level for each or all 4 of your army camps. That'll get your total army to 260 troops in comparison to 240 at Town Hall 10. So that is also really nice because you can bring that many more troops to your attacking, and that is just invaluable. You want to upgrade your camps as early as you possibly can on your new Town Hall 11. Of course, you're going to run into the limit of not having enough elixir, but that's why you farm, right? Next, we have the Barracks, guys, and this is huge because this unlocks the Electro Dragon. Now, the Electro Dragon is a massive beast, and he is so powerful. So, guys, I recommend upgrading one of these barracks at a time at the beginning of Town Hall 11 and on until you are done, because you absolutely want access to those Electro Dragons. They're so strong, and they absolutely do work. And then next, we have the gold storages. Yes, you use elixir to upgrade gold storages, and coincidentally, you use gold to upgrade elixir storages. So the gold storages and the elixir storages are both going to be receiving another level of upgrades to get your max storage capacity to 10 million. Now, you have to upgrade all 4 of your gold storages before you can upgrade your clan castle, which is something we'll talk about in a moment, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up that you need to upgrade the gold storages before you can get to that very important upgrade in the clan castle. So be sure and prioritize that whenever you have the excess elixir. And then finally, this is the Grand Warden altar already. We've got level 1, but you're going to want to get this guy to level 5 as soon as you can. That way that you can use the Eternal Tome ability, which makes your troops invulnerable, invincible for amount of time. And for every 5 levels you upgrade the Grand Warden, the longer his Eternal Tome lasts. And it's so worth it to get him to that point, guys. So that is the entirety of the elixir upgrades. Again, doesn't look like much, but believe me, it is absolutely worth it, and it's going to take you longer than you expect. So now that we've talked about the elixir upgrades, which I still recommend doing them as early as you can because they're very valuable to help you on your base. Now let's move on to the gold upgrades that aren't defenses. So in other words, basically just the clan castle and the traps. But let's go ahead and pop over and look at it. Just like I said, basically clan castles and traps, but we've also got the elixir storages. You're going to want to upgrade those elixir storages because the Grand Warden and a lot of the other upgrades require a lot of elixir, and the more you can hold, the less likely you're going to fill your storage completely and waste a lot during your raiding. So again, upgrading your clan castle is huge. This time you don't get extra troop capacity as you have in the past with upgrading the clan castle, but now you can bring in extra spell capacity. So in other words, instead of only being able to bring 1, like the poison spell, the earthquake spell, the freeze spell, now you can bring 2, whether that's 2 poison spells, 2 rage or 2 haste spells, or maybe you want to bring a real spell like a healing spell or a rage spell. This upgrade is huge because it really opens up your possibilities in your attacking. So I recommend upgrade those gold storages and then get the gold storages and then get that clan castle maxed out as soon as you possibly can. Then of course the elixir storages, as I said already, because just more space is always better. And then the only 2 types of traps you have an extra level for is the giant bomb and the air bomb. So I recommend it with any extra gold that you have, and sure, you're going to eventually have extra gold. You work on your walls, don't forget your walls, but also you pour it into your traps because as I said, as I always say, the traps are what make a base great. You can have a max base, but if your traps are in the wrong place or if they're not upgraded at all, it's basically like hitting a dead base, and it's easy. So be sure and upgrade those defenses. Don't underestimate the traps. Don't underestimate the traps like everybody else. Traps are what make a base great. But now, and that really, there wasn't a lot to Town Hall 11, but for now, it's time to get into what we've all been waiting for. What I'm excited about, and I'm sure you guys are excited about too, is the defensive upgrade priority list. Which defenses should you upgrade first? Well, let's get into it. And here it is, guys, the defensive list organized by math, guys. Yes, I did math to come up with this list. Now, let me give you the formula, and it is all based objectively. It's all based on the math, based on the statistics of each defense. So if we look, what I'm doing is I grabbed the damage per second difference. What damage per second, or DPS, is that upgrade going to give us? Then I multiplied it by the range of the defense, and then I multiply it by the target percentage. Basically, can it target ground or air or both? And then multiply it by its type. Is it a single targeting or is it a splash damage defense? Now, if it was a splash damage defense, I multiplied it by 5 because that seems to be about the amount of troops that each hit from a splash damage defense hit takes. And then I got all of that multiplied it all together, and divided it by the number of days in time that that defense or that upgrade takes. And that gave me an adjusted damage per second over time, or what I call the effectivity or the effectiveness of the upgrade. The whole point of this guide, especially this part, is to add as much DPS or damage per second onto your base as possible. And you want to do that as quickly as you can. So again, guys, and I think I mentioned this at this Town Hall 10.5 thing of not putting in your Eagle or not putting in your new defenses is an outdated system. The new War Match system really doesn't cater to that type of update or upgrading list. And if you don't have your Eagle Artillery, your Town Hall 11 base is basically a Town Hall 10 and you're easy to 3-star. I mean, you don't want to follow that way anymore. Used to work, it does not anymore. So let me give you the numbers. And this is insane, guys. The level 1 Eagle Artillery, which you've already got, by the way. We mentioned that in step 1 when you got your new buildings for Town Hall 11. But a level 1 Eagle Artillery effectivity rating is 7,679. I'll say that again, 7,679. Meanwhile, this little mortar upgrade, level 9 mortar, is only an effectivity rating of 12. That's right, 12. So with all that considered, guys, the Eagle Artillery upgrades are absolutely insane. Now, Town Hall 11 actually gets 2 Eagle Artillery upgrades. So let's zoom in and have a chat. Level 2 Eagle Artillery effectivity rating is still 1,075. Again, that mortar was only a 12. So the Eagle Artillery is insane. You want to get your Eagle Artillery upgraded, put into your base, and max that as soon as you possibly can, because it makes a huge difference on how powerful your base really is. Number 2 on our list is actually the level 4 Inferno Tower with an effectivity rating of 75. So yes, level 2 Eagle Artillery is 1,075, and then the Inferno Tower is 75. So you can still see how stinking beneficial the Eagle Artillery really is. Moving on to the level 5 Inferno Tower, which is number 3 in our list, has an effectivity rating of 65. So 1,075, 75, 65. Still pretty good numbers for the Inferno Towers, especially if you consider it to the next one down on the list, the Wizard Tower, level 10, and you only get one Wizard Tower upgraded 10 or 11. That Wizard Tower will go to level 10 with an effectivity rating of 28. So pretty sharp drop off at that point, but now all the defenses pretty much have a similar rating. Level 14 Archer Tower, and you do get 2 upgrades for the Archer Tower. That's why there's 2 of them on the map here. Level 14 Archer Tower has an effectivity rating of 26.7, so just under the 28 for Wizard Tower. X-Bow has an effectivity rating of 22. The Archer Tower level 15 has a effectivity rating of 15. There you go. The Bomb Tower level 5 has an effectivity rating of 13.6. Then the Air Defense level 9 has an effectivity rating of 12.8. And then this Cannon level 14 and this Bomb Tower level 6 have the same effectivity rating of 12.2. The Mortar level 9 effectivity rating of 11.9. Level 15 Cannon 10.2 rating. And then the Tesla only 7.7, and finally the Mortar at 7.1. And I say finally because the Sweeper has a 0 effectivity rating because it doesn't actually do damage. So you could tell, guys, that besides the top row, the difference in effectivity rating between the Arch Tower level 14 and the Mortar at level 10 really is not that different. So if you're prioritizing anything, you should definitely prioritize that top row. Eagle Artillery, Inferno Towers, and Wizard Tower. After that, upgrade whatever the heck you want. But this is my recommended order based on the objective, statistical, mathematical formula. And yeah, that pretty much covers it, guys. I mean, remember, if you go back in the video and watch it again, get your new defenses, new traps, new buildings, whatever. Get them to Town Hall 10 max level. Upgrade your Elixir upgrades and max them as soon as you can. Then your Clan Castle and Elixir storages and traps, and then follow this list. Very easy. If you have extra dark elixir, pour it into your queen and your king. Don't forget your queen and your king. And if you happen to have extra golden elixir, pour it into your walls. And that pretty much covers it for us, guys. The Town 11 upgrade guide was actually quite surprising. There was a lot of mixing, mashing. So what you should do is you should snap a photo of this right here, guys. And I'll even smile so you don't have a stupid picture of me. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. There you go. So snap a photo of that. You're good to go. And now you can refer back to this later on as you go through Town Hall 11. But remember, guys, it's your base. It's your account. Upgrade it how you want. This is just my recommendation, my suggestions based on the math. And one more consideration that I forgot to mention, guys, is the laboratory. Which troops, which spells should you upgrade in the laboratory once it's done upgrading? And what you guys should always consider is you should upgrade the troops that you use, because if you upgrade troops you don't use, you'll see no benefit from it. Now, if you're wanting a suggestion, what I recommend is if you're a hardcore war player and if you really enjoy war, then watch war videos, war recaps, war streams here on YouTube or Twitch, and really take note of what those people are using, or just watch your clanmates and upgrade the troops that they use. As far as pushing or farming is concerned, just upgrade what you use, what you're comfortable with, because no one can tell you which troops you use the best. It's all up to you. Now, if I was going to put my own opinion in there, as a Town Hall 11, I think the Electro Dragon should definitely be prioritized because it's an absolute beast. Miners are a great farming strategy for Dark Elixir, and of course your Bowlers and your Witches are a fantastic war strategy, but there's other strategies out there like Lalo, Valkyries, Hogs. There's a bunch of options out there. So again, practice around, use what you like, do friendly challenges in your clan, and upgrade what you think will be most beneficial for you. And that will do it for today's Town Hall 11 upgrade guide for 2018. Please smack that like button if you did in fact like it, if you feel like you learned something. Also, please share it with your friends, your clanmates, or whoever it is that plays Clash of Clans. I would appreciate it, and I'm sure that they would as well. And lastly, hit that subscribe button and join the Klaus family for daily gaming videos. Of course, we're going to have more farming videos and guides and streams and all kinds of fun stuff for you guys to watch. So be sure and tune in for that and turn on the bell for notifications. And that is all from me, guys. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you all again next time.